All right, first thing, obviously, I'm going to need a batter for my bread. So on a pie plate here, I'm just going to crack in 2 large eggs and do better than I did and try not to get shells in your eggs. No one likes crunchy bits on their French toast. I'm just going to crack those 2 eggs into a pie plate, and using a fork, I'm just going to break these up a little bit before I add the rest of the ingredients. The reason I'm using a pie plate here is for when I go to coat my bread, it's just easier to do it in a wide, shallow bowl. To my eggs, I'm going to add in 1/4 cup of milk. You could also use cream or half and half if you're feeling decadent. I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of granulated sugar, as well as 1/8 teaspoon or 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. Just a pinch of salt, maybe 1/8 teaspoon or so, and just a quick splash of vanilla. Try and use real vanilla extract though. And using a fork, I'm just going to whisk these ingredients together. Just make sure that all the eggs are completely smooth. The milk kind of helps break up those eggs. You don't want any globules of egg on your French toast. You want a smooth batter. So just whisk that well. And let me just talk about bread for a minute here. I am using Texas Toast. Texas Toast is just regular sandwich bread, but it is actually cut thicker than regular sandwich bread. It's kind of a dry bread, crummy bread, and these particular slices are about 3/4 inch thick, and that's exactly what you want. You want a thick bread for this, and I'm just using this regular sandwich bread. You could use brioche if you wanted to, or French bread, you know, whatever kind of bread that you like. I just happen to like just plain old sandwich bread. It makes the best French toast to me. Now I've got a frying pan over medium-high heat here. It's actually between medium and medium-high. I'm going to add in about 1 teaspoon of vegetable oil, as well as just a little pat of butter. Now the reason I add both vegetable oil and butter is because I like the flavor of frying in butter. As well, butter kind of has a natural non-stick property to it, but the vegetable oil raises the burning point of the butter so the butter doesn't burn. Because you definitely don't want burned butter on your French toast. Well, maybe you do, but I don't. So that's why I do both. And you want to make sure that your butter and oil are hot before you add in your first piece of French toast. Otherwise, your French toast is going to stick, and you don't want it to stick. And you know when it's ready when the solids, the milk solids in the butter start to brown. I don't know how well you can see this in the video, but they're just starting to turn golden. That is the exact time that your pan is ready for your French toast. So what I'm going to do is just kind of mix up my French toast, my batter mixture a little bit here. Make sure that the cinnamon isn't, sinking to the bottom. And dunk your bread just really quickly on one side, flip it over, get it coated on the other side, let it drip a little bit, and then add that to your pan. Now, a lot of recipes for French toast call for you to soak the bread. I do not like soaked bread for French toast. Maybe you do. I don't. I like my French toast to not be custardy. I like it to still be bread in the center. So I just do a light coat on both sides, and I'm just going to let this go for a couple minutes until it gets nice and golden brown on the bottom. Don't be tempted to move your bread around. Just let the pan do its work, let the heat do its work. When you're getting ready to flip, when the bubbles around the outside get a little smaller and they don't pop so aggressively. So go ahead and take a peek, make sure that it is nice and golden brown, and then you can go ahead and flip it over and cook it on the other side. Again, just cook it for a minute or two, just until those bubbles around the outside kind of simmer down. And then you can go ahead and remove that off to the plate. Add just a little bit more butter and vegetable oil to your pan between each slice, and continue frying up the rest of your French toast. And this mixture, using 2 eggs, will do, for me personally, 6 pieces of Texas toast, which is just perfect for me and my roommate. So yeah, just go ahead and keep French toasting all of your bread pieces, and then you can go ahead and pour some delicious maple syrup right over top. If you're feeling extra decadent, dust the top with a little bit of powdered sugar if you'd like. You can serve these with fried eggs and bacon on the side, or if you want